I'm going to ask the first question, and then I'm going to open the floor to everybody, okay? So, 1-1 result today. What were your impressions on that match, and what are the benefits that you get as a coach from a match like that?
Obviously, there was a lot of new faces in the environment today, but this was an opportunity for us to build in a training camp that would prepare us for the year. Obviously, we know we've got a very busy year. And while there was some new faces, it was also a really good opportunity to have a match like this because we got to see all our players compete in a really good exhibition game and obviously in a brand new facility as well. So for us, it was really about building and creating a nice big pool of players, which I've said ever since I started this job. And it's building towards another World Cup, obviously, which has Asian Cup qualifiers, Asian Cup, AFF, SEA Games in between. So hopefully everyone that came out and saw the talent, and now it's just about building on our group of players over the next couple of weeks to make sure that we've got a nice strong team going into the back end of this year.
So basically we saw observation. It was as you said, the experience against the less experienced players. So how did you see the less experienced play against most of them former Filipinos?
Yeah, I mean, the great thing is there's so many Filipinos all around the world, and having the opportunity to be able to bring in 10, 11 new players into this camp provided competition for us. So there was a lot of discussion around why aren't we playing against another country. That was as good, I believe, in regards to competition, and we played against our own players, our own girls. They're going to be part of our future. So for me, it was a really good hit out. Honestly, I don't separate experience to non-experience. The way I look at it is we're all one, and we work together for a common goal, and that's to get to another World Cup, but also to qualify for an Asian Cup, and obviously, as I said, win the AFF and win the SEA Games.
You had the chance to evaluate the newer players, as you said. Well, is there anyone that stand out throughout the camp for you?
Everyone. Let's be honest, there was, 2 or 3 really young players out there, Ari, Marky, Alexa Pino, Bella Pashon, who are part of our U20s team. They're constantly developing and surprising us, and that's what it's about. It's having these players be part of this environment to improve. We saw Indo Tolentine come on,
yes,
and was excellent. And she's someone that is a big part of our project going forward. And we also had Irma join our environment as well. So for us, it's just about creating a nice big pool of players and having good, strong players so we can be very, very competitive in the future.
Jamie Turrington, what can you say about her again?
Jamie's someone that I've tracked for a very long time, and I know that previous coaches have also tracked her. She's a very, very important player for something that we want for the future. But obviously, there's a process in place to get her, playing for us. So Jamie's going to be an excellent inclusion in the future, and she constantly proves herself, as we saw.
Coach, how's Serena and Quinley? They didn't play. What's their status?
Serena's still coming through a little injury. But she's fine. She's working really hard within camp. She's coming to get the support she needs here at home. And we're really pleased with their progress. Quilly, unfortunately, sustained a small injury in the training session at the start of the week. It shouldn't be long term, but Quinley, both of those players are very, very important to our national team, and we want to just keep building on that squad.
What's the specific injury of Quinley?
I don't actually know yet. She had a scan only yesterday. So I couldn't answer that question, but
Left, right.
Right, I think it's her right. Yeah, it's her right. I haven't looked at it yet. But for me, she's a big part of our future. But I don't know exactly. But hopefully we'll know that in the next day or so.
Coach, this match is like
to the team.
Yes.
Listen, we've done a lot of review throughout the week on the players. This is, like you said, the culminating of what our week has been. I guess we got a draw, so it's a bit up in the air in regards to where we're at. So we review that now and we go, all right, well, this is what we need to do, or this is what we're happy with. But for me, it was the most important thing for us is that we're here. I've never been on top of a roof playing a football game before, but this is a really good environment and atmosphere for our players to come. And we're just excited that we're here and got to spend time with some of the fans, most importantly.
Paraphrasing Michael.
Listen, the main thing for me was to have a good competitive group training together. I'm not saying that they weren't competitive in the past, but it was about developing our playing style against good competitive competition. And I thought it was the best thing for us was to do that with players that we could be looking at for the future. for our national team. So hence why we went with 33 players. So while we're creating a competitive training environment and a competitive match tonight, we can also see some of the players that we could potentially have part of our national team for the future. So definitely ticked what I wanted, because out of those 10 players, I was impressed with all of them. Out of our group of players that have regulars, impressed with them as well. Obviously, it was unfortunate we got some injuries, but definitely a tick and definitely satisfied. But we want to keep building on this.
This competitive.
It's definitely the same. I guess we're both Australians, so we both have a very, very similar mentality. But I'm really excited by the group, and unfortunately we missed out on a camp last year, and there was a bit of a break in between with the change of management and stuff. So we had to, I guess, restart some momentum. And for me and for the group, we entered this camp and we said, this is a fresh start. It's 2025. We have a goal in mind, and we have some steps that we want to get through to get to those goals. And for us, it's all about World Cup again, Asian Cup, and again AFF and SEA Games wins for us. So definitely probably a similar progression to Coach Allen, maybe with some different personnel throughout the time as well.
Coach, you said back training camp, seeing some of the girls who went to those clubs.
Yeah, I mean, like Angie spent a lot of time obviously in Sweden in the last 6 to 12 months, and you can see the quality that she brings, the professionalism she brings into the environment. That's extremely important for us. Like even a new player that was here today, Emma Tova, plays in Spain. European flair. You can see the way she can move around the ball. But then you've even got people like Jackie. Unfortunately, Jackie's couldn't play this evening either. But Jackie's just moved back to Canada and playing in a good league in Canada as well. So the great thing is a lot of our players are playing in good leagues right now, and that's going to improve them for us. And that's the most important thing for me, is that they're playing in good leagues and they're going to be ready for us when we need to call upon them.
Coach, is it somewhat difficult for you to select the players for the next windows based on the performances of the girls in this camp?
That has to be my job, and that has to be the priority for me. I have to have a headache, I believe, at the end of every camp to pick the best players for the next camp. I feel sometimes it's not the best if you've only got a selected handful that you always pick. You need competition for us to be strong again and going forward and go to another World Cup. I think that we have to have that competition. So, for me, it's very important to have competition and that training.
Is she injured or something?
No, so Bella's actually in Melbourne playing in a club actually local to me. So I've helped her, support her in that transition. So we know that Bella's had a really impactful last 2 months for some of her futsal commitments. So it was my decision not to bring her in, and I've had that conversation with her, and she respects that. Because there was a lot of travel in between for her, and just have her come here and train, it was just going to be a bit of an interference for her. So, but Bella's a very, very much a big part of our program and all of our PFF programs, which is really important for us.
So what's going along with the likes of China and Thailand?
Yeah, I mean that's an exciting opportunity for us. I know there's actually another couple of opportunities that have now presented themselves in April. That even though we've accepted the China one, we may be looking at other options as well in China. In other countries. So for us, can't disclose them yet, but they will be disclosed soon. But they're really, really good opportunities for us to continue developing our plan. Yeah, so that's the important thing.
What's your impressions about the facility, new facility here in the Philippines?
Like I said, I've never played a football game on a roof before. I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like I'm a bit scared of heights sometimes. So I just don't understand they're on a roof. But I think the really exciting part is that we have a facility for our girls to be training and playing on. Respectful to Rizal, the surface wasn't always the best. Now that's refurbished as well. So it's great that we've got two really good facilities. That's exactly right. So when we come home, I know that's been a problem in the past, is to train somewhere in the Philippines. Now that we've got a nice little home that we can utilise, the plan will be to be here as often as we can. So
Coach,
I'm worrying about next camp for the moment and what we're doing tonight and what we do in the next couple of days to prepare them for the next camp. So we'll take each camp as it is for the moment, and we'll select the players that are ready to be selected, and if they accept the call, then fantastic. But that's our plan, is to continue building each window, not so much looking as far as that for the moment.